Namaste. My humble pranams to Swami Vivekananda. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. In Swamiji's words, education is a manifestation of perfection already in man. According to me, learning is a lifelong process, and Swamiji is an ocean of diversified knowledge by virtue of his learnings. Learning is the process of acquiring new understanding, knowledge, behavior, skills, values, attitudes, and preferences. It is not any one of these points. It is a sum or a total of these points. Let us understand the WH aspects of learning. Where, meaning where can we learn? Anywhere, at home, school, college, or workplace. When can we learn? Now, as the present time is the best time. The present moment is the best moment. From whom can we learn? All, the learned, scholars, teachers, a newborn baby, from the nature, anybody, or rather even from any living being. And how can we learn? In an enthusiastic manner, meaning we should be keen to learn at every moment, from everywhere, from anybody. And the most important of the questions, I reckon, is why. As per the motto, Atmano Mokshartam Jagat Hitaya Cha, which translates to for one's own salvation and for the welfare of the world. Having said this, we are aware that Swamiji was one of the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. His learnings, basis the excerpts from the book God Lived with Them, is as follows. Sri Ramakrishna was a wonderful teacher, and he taught more by the silent influence of his inner life than by words or even by personal example. To live with him demanded the disciple purity of thought, humility, truthfulness, and renunciation. He acted as a father, mother, and friend to his young disciples. All the direct disciples, including Swami Vivekananda, learned from their master how to synthesize the four yogas that are jnana, karma, bhakti, and raja, and the worship of God in human beings, which is Atmano Mokshartam Jagat Hitaya Cha. For Atmano Mokshartam Jagat Hitaya Cha, we need to align our thoughts with Swamiji's. How do we do that? Here, let us take an example of a school. At a small little tiny aspect, a child's self-perspective or the individual way of learning. At the next step is at a smaller level. Class teacher of the students of a group of 30 or 35 or even 40 children who thinks of all the students in his or her class. The next step is the large level where a headmaster who handles multiple classes and the teachers. Say for example, a high school headmaster who handles say 6 classes and probably 3 sections for or 4 sections for every class, handles about roughly 20-24 classes and the respective subject teachers. The next stage is huge thinking. A principal or a secretary who handles all departments of a school, that is the education part of the children, their upbringing, their development, the safety and hygiene factors, transportation, canteen, etc. This includes all the ancillary responsibilities together. Could be your parents teachers meeting, the interactions with children, any special attention that a particular child or a group of children require, or a special training for a state level or a district level or an intra-school, inter-school or a national level competition that they may have to participate within. Then comes the massive thinking, a visionary leader like our Swamiji who thinks for the entire world. Hence, learning or thinking needs to be a continual lifetime activity. We cannot say, okay, I've finished one book and there ends our learning, or I've finished my 6th standard or 7th standard and there ends my learning. No, that is not how it works. Learning is at every stage of life, every walk of life, every minute of life, every breath of our life. So, and to quote Swamiji's words here, you have to grow from the inside out. That is learning. Here I would want to quote an example. During one of our forest walks, a guest Swamiji told us a small story. Actually, to help you understand the background, at the beginning of the forest walk, we happened to see a cat. And few steps inside the forest, we happened to see another monkey. And the moment he saw the cat, he just noticed it and he left it there. And after a few steps, when he saw the monkey, that is when he started this story. He said, "Do you know how a cat carries its kitten?" And when we said yes, it actually holds it with its jaw and then it moves the kittens from one place to another, one after the other. Then immediately he showed the monkey. Have you seen this monkey jumping across the tree? Do you know how this monkey carries its little one? Then we said, Swamiji, the monkey doesn't carry its little one. In fact, it is the little one which grabs to the mother and then it moves across the branches of various trees. And then immediately he said, exactly, that's a right observation. And that is when he correlated it to Marjala Bhakti and Markata Bhakti, which was new terms for us at that point in time. So he said, Bhakti towards God could be one of these two varieties. The Marjala Bhakti, which is like a cat and the kitten, and then the Markata Riti Bhakti, which is like a monkey and its little one. So he said, rather, our devotion towards God should be inclined in such a way that it is like a Marjala Bhakti, meaning the mother holds on to the little ones. After telling this, he additionally added his 2 cents, meaning his own points, to mention that learning should be like Markata, that is, a monkey climbing up the branches by not looking down, meaning after it climbs up to a stage, it doesn't look down to see where it is. Rather, it keeps climbing up and up and up and up and up until it reaches the probably the top of the tree, or it wants to jump across to another tree, which in his analogy was a different stream of learning. So connecting this to the WH questions which we saw a little earlier, learning can be from anywhere, any source, and at any time. Meaning a little tiny little cat and a monkey could teach us so much. We were a little astonished and we were so happy to understand such a big aspect from two living beings. So it is equally important to transform our learning into knowledge and use the acquired knowledge for doing service. With this, I strongly believe in saying, dear brothers and sisters, expansion is life. Align our thoughts, contemporary Swamijis of the Ramakrishna order help us learn and grow by guiding us in the path of Swami Vivekananda's journey. This resonates what Swami Vivekananda had said, I shall not cease to work. I shall inspire men everywhere. Let us take every step to learn all through our life and contribute towards the welfare of our universal family. In other words, Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Here, I thank all Swamijis of the Ramakrishna order for guiding through the learnings in our life, for honoring me with this wonderful opportunity.